So this is our question for today. It is a 2014 GS2 question for 12.5 marks, and it reads as: should premier institutions like IITs and IIMs be allowed to retain their premier status, allowed more academic independence in designing course, and also decide mode or criteria of selection of students? Discuss in light of growing challenges. Okay, so this is the question. Now I'll write the answer to it. So the answer would be, we have to discuss, right? So the the QS world ranking of universities have none Indian university even in top 150. This has given weight to discussion to carry out reforms in Indian higher education infrastructure, higher education system. Okay, system pertaining. Okay, has given way to carry out reforms so that following challenges can be weeded out. Okay, so growing challenges in Indian higher education system, education ecosystem. Okay, this is the first thing we have to write. Why? Because it is given that we have to discuss things in lights of growing challenges. So we will write the growing challenges here, and then we will discuss each of the points, and these reforms are necessary or not regarding this point. Okay, so the first growing challenges is autonomy of, or say better, it is restricted autonomy of premier institutions like IITs, IIMs, AIMS, etc. vis-a-vis course curriculum, academia, industry linkage, etc. Right? Second thing, what is the second? This is with respect to the entire university. With respect to student, what is the problem? Okay, homogeneous group of students which are mostly Indian, hence very restricted flow of ideas. Okay, now these students done, the entire institution done, course syllabus done. Now mode of teaching of education is still inclined towards rote based instead of activity based example. Still, students in the premier institution writes assignments instead of doing experiments and activities in the stipulated times, and the fourth is inter-subject linkages in practice missing, leading to a myopic view of subject. Okay, so these are the 4 problems. Now in these challenges, thus reforms are necessary vis-a-vis higher education institutions. Okay, now let's see what are the. It is saying that should premier institutions these is allowed to retain premier status, allowed more academic independence in designing course, and decide more your criteria of selection of student. Okay, so 3 things it is saying: premier status, academic independence, and this mode of what it is saying: premier status, course designing, and student selection. On 3 basis point it is saying, right? So I'll write here the second point. Okay, reforms necessary or necessary reforms necessary reforms in higher education. Okay, now pseudo tagging should be or say not pseudo, say tag premier tags should be complemented with better decision making powers available to CNET. And let me see one thing, it is discuss or comment. I just forgot the question. It is discuss. Okay, fine. So what are the challenges we have written? Restricted autonomy, right? So the first thing, example, course curriculum. Okay, example, the institutions. Okay, let me okay, IIT Delhi provides BTech degree in not only, or let me put it like this. Okay, decision making power available to Senate. Example, CNET should be given appropriate powers to design its course curriculum. Okay. Like curriculum which would help the university to excel in certain field. Okay. Example again, one more, IIT Roorkee and NIT Patna for civil engineering. Okay, this is done. Second thing is, should they be allowed to okay, as far as students admission is concerned, the present system of national level test serves the purpose. It blends both talent. It blends talents from all kind of diverse backgrounds. Hence, it has increased inclusivity in these universities. Okay, third thing is, one is course curriculum, other is students, and the third thing was I think okay, academic independence, premier status. Okay, so I must conclude it now. This is the problem with Word, it is very lagging. Okay, so it's time to conclude the answer. How much space? Not much space is there. Okay, inclusivity in this university, third. Or leave it now. Thus, reforms with respect to challenges of modern day is needed. A proper blend of courses including both technical and non-technical. Example, electrical machine course with machine utility with human psychology is need of the hour, right? The present new education policy aptly includes this dimension. However, more needs to be done getting more universities will, or leave it, more needs to be done. Indian higher education ecosystem is plagued with the challenge encompassing challenge or plagued with the challenges of plagiarism. Okay. Research, low quality research and low quality research. Premier institutions should raise their level for such things, for such activities. It is therefore needed that the tax be sustained, powers be raised, but however the process of admission should be kept as it is. This would help us to achieve more and rank high in world ranking. Done. This is what I intended to write. It took me about 15 minutes today, and the word limit I think is not breached. It's a good thing. I think 2.5 page is enough for 12.5 mark question. In today's time it is about what, 15 marker, right? So 2.5 pages enough. Done. So in this, what I have done, I started with the QS ranking. I gave a data so that then it is understood that what is the problem. Now what are the glowing challenges? I have written 2 or 3 challenges because scope is just of 12.5 marks and I have to answer 2 parts, right? So 2, 3, 4 challenges are more than enough. Okay, now necessary reforms, 2 or 3 I have written necessary reforms. So the question gets how much? 7-8 points are there in the question, right? 1, 2 points I have written, and after that I have ended it with a conclusion that itself has 2 points. Okay, so 4 points here I have, and for 9 points I have given for a 12.5 mark question. I think it would land somewhere between 5 to 6 marks, and that would be enough for this question, right? 40-50% marks is more than enough for such questions, because these questions will always be challenging for every student, not because it is a very unique question, because it is a very general question, and general questions requires a very different kind of approach for it. Okay, you can get a very good mark, that is not a problem, but in general 5 to 6 marks is there, right? So with this I am ending it. Okay, good luck. Jai Hind. Cut.